Thanks for joining me in this special episode. I'm currently in KOMA, a Japanese-themed restaurant here in Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. I'm going to be speaking with the Tower Group Managing Partner, Jared Bowles, very shortly about the reason why they created this particular offering for guests to experience, why their fourth concept store is a Japanese cuisine instead of something else, and how does this pair up with the rest of the Tower Group offering here at Marina Bay Sands. Also, we'll be exploring the entire conversation of what Marina Bay Sands can offer for guests around the world, and join me in this very interesting journey for this particular episode. Stay tuned. This week we visit Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Marina Bay Sands, or MBS, is an integrated resort fronting Marina Bay in Singapore. They are owned by the Las Vegas Sands Corporation and it was opened close to 10 years ago in 2010. When it was created in 2010, it was billed as the world's most expensive standalone casino property at about 8 billion Sing dollars. That includes the cost of land. It has close to 3,000 hotel rooms and sitting at 120,000 square meter convention exhibition center and over 800,000 square feet of shops and outlets at the Marina Bay Sands Mall. The Art Science Museum is also seated in the property, as well as two large theaters. It opened in 2011 and it is the world's first art science museum. The architecture of the museum is one of unique creation. It is said to be a form reminiscing a lotus flower, and it is designed by the architect Moshe Safdie. The Art Science Museum has 21 gallery spaces with a total area of 50,000 square feet. The museum has sustainable features, including that of collecting and harvesting rainwater. Rainwater is harvested and channeled down the center of the building, flowing through its bowl-shaped roof into a reflecting pond at the lowest level of the building. The rainwater is then recycled for further use. The museum hosts a number of touring exhibitions as well as permanent exhibitions. Some permanent exhibitions include objects indicative of the accomplishments of both the arts and the sciences through the ages. The Art Science Museum reminds all of us that the need for us to value and treasure and actually look out for talents that are in good discipline from both areas is actually crucial for the development of the society. We're here to try out their latest offering from Tower Group, one of the biggest tenants here in MBS. Tower Group has recently opened a new Japanese-based restaurant called KOMA, and we'll be speaking to some of the executives at Tower Group about the offerings that KOMA has to offer.
Well, KOMA was born out of the idea that we really wanted to explore a Japanese concept here in Singapore. We do have an Asian concept in the United States called Tao, but here in Singapore, with the, let's say, high demand for Japanese cuisine, right? We felt that it was a really good environment to take to our style of dining, as well as our food concepts, right? Japanese restaurants here in Singapore are everywhere. Very, very good restaurants, top restaurants in the world. They are all fairly traditional Japanese restaurants. What we do is a little bit different. We offer an environment that is really exciting and fun to celebrate an occasion or come on a first date. or really just come out and sit at the bar and have a drink and have some sushi and enjoy yourself. We've built a DJ booth into the dining room, and one of our goals is to really throw a party 7 nights a week. We really want to inspire people to not just come out and eat, but to come out and eat and have fun while they do. We have no thoughts. We're expanding quite rapidly, not just in America, but also in Asia. We do have our hands full right now with 4 venues built over the last 2 years here in Singapore, so that's probably going to keep us quite busy for a little while, but we're open to all opportunities everywhere in the world, including Indonesia. KOMA is the first of its kind here in Singapore. We do have ideas to expand to different markets. Nothing is signed, nothing is concrete just yet, but if an opportunity arises that makes sense for the market there, yeah, we would be absolutely open to it. We want to cater to everybody. Honestly, the challenge with Singapore itself is that there's such a variety of restaurants. There's so many restaurants that to set yourself apart, you really have to be unique and special. And I think we've achieved that here. The partnership that we have with Marina Bay Sands is one of the best partnerships you could ask for, right? We sit in the shops of one of the highest end premier hotels in the world, and we couldn't ask for a better partner. So we're really not only targeting hotel guests, but local traffic as well. We're open to all opportunities. Right now, we've got our hands full with this venue as well as the 3 others, Marquee, Avenue, and Lavo. But there are always opportunities for us to explore. So we're open to everything. That's interesting you say that. One of the things that we, as the Tao Group, explore are opportunities to build hubs. And what that means is to not just build one venue, but to build multiple venues, right? What that does is if you build a restaurant next to a nightclub, they work symbiotically. They help each other, right? So any market that we would explore would need to be accepting of not just a restaurant, but also potentially multiple restaurants, but also a nightlife aspect as well. So what specific markets would we look to? That's a difficult question to ask, to answer, but let me just say that we'd be open to any market that we think we would succeed in, including Indonesia, including China, including Australia, anywhere that we think that we would be a good fit for them, as well as they would be a good fit for us, we'd be open to exploring. Well, the cuisine of Chef Kunihiro is, I think, tremendously unique, and you can't find dishes like our salmon pillows, for example, in any other restaurant. I definitely think it's a house favorite, and people have been talking about it quite a bit. I also think our cocktail program, developed in part by our general manager, Andre, is also something to come for. And then obviously the environment, it's provides an experience that is unique. Again, not just for Singapore, but internationally as well. Our tagline, for example, which is the many faces of Japanese cuisine, it allows us the freedom to incorporate techniques and ingredients from other cultures, not only in Asia, but worldwide, right, and make them our own. For example, we have one dish where, the lobster salad, which uses Japanese technique with the lobster, the scallops, the uni, but then it also incorporates coconut milk with lemongrass, which is obviously a very Thai element. It allows us to create unique dishes that you really can't get anywhere else. The success we've seen with Lavo, which has been here for almost 2 years now, is tremendous. We're doing numbers that are just fantastic. Like the amount of people walking through, whether to have a cocktail for sunset or a power lunch business meeting, or as well have a romantic night out, is just, it exceeded our expectations, right? Looking at the popularity of Marquee as well, we have a capacity of about 2,000 people, and coming close to, if not hitting capacity, every single night that we've been open has just been a tale of the successful collaboration between the Tao Group and Marina Bay Sands. So again, we feel very, very lucky to have a partner here in Singapore that supports us, and in turn, we can support them. One of the things that's special about KOMA, for example, is you can have an intimate dinner where you can be tucked away in a booth off to the side, and you can see, we have a seating capacity of 230 people, right? But you can still have an intimate experience, right, in that environment where you can talk comfortably, you can share some sashimi. It's an undertaking, to perform at a high level with such volume. It takes constant care, right? Morning, noon, and night, every single day. One of the reasons Tao Group is so successful in its 20+ year span is because every single day we strive to do what we do better, right? And if you can constantly tinker away, right, with not only the menu or the cocktails or the environment, you can create an experience that is as new and as fresh and as unique today as it was 20 years ago, right? And that's the most important thing, and if it's simple things. You go into some restaurants that are 20 years old and they feel 20 years old, right? They feel weathered, they feel worn, right? But if you pay attention to those details and you're willing to spend the money to make sure that the tear in the banquette, right, that happened when you were moving for a buyout gets fixed the next day, the very next day, you'll keep the freshness, you'll keep the uniqueness, you'll keep the excellence alive. And I think that that's our real philosophy, is to just strive to be better every single day at what we do. Singapore is different than Las Vegas. I lived in Las Vegas for a few years, and personally, I prefer Singapore for a variety of reasons. It's multicultural atmosphere. You can walk down the street and experience a variety of cultures. Reminds me of my home, New York City, right? Very similar, where you can get some of the best Thai food I've ever had was in Flushing, Queens, New York, right? You can get those experiences, whether it's Indonesian food or Malaysian food, here in Singapore that are unparalleled to other cities in this world. So I don't know if Singapore compares. You're not comparing apples to oranges when you're looking at Las Vegas to Singapore. I think what's unique about Singapore is you have this desire amongst the people that live here for things that are new, things that are interesting, things that are fun, things that are delicious. And if we're able to hit the mark with our venues on those 4, then we've done something special, I think. And that's why I think Singapore it's expanding so quickly, so rapidly. The growth, the international clientele that are coming through Singapore is unmatched, really. My personal mentor, the founder of the Tao Group, Rich Wolf is his name, he is a very meticulous person. And his attention to detail and design is unparalleled. And I'm very thankful to have been able to work so closely with him for 20 years, because he's really taught me so much about being detail oriented, right? And making sure that every aspect of somebody's experience is controlled and unique and special, because those are the things people remember, right? And it's true about things like service as well, right? When you go to a restaurant to have dinner and you had a great meal and the food was delicious, the cocktails were delicious, the service was attentive, and you leave and every single person on your way out says good night, thank you very much, and smiles. We look forward to seeing you again. It's the cherry on top of that sundae. It creates an experience that is just unparalleled to other experiences. And it's that one little detail in this sea of details that you've experienced, right? It's washed over all of your senses, right? And the idea behind it is it creates such a well-rounded experience that you want to come back. You want to experience it again. Whether it's a special occasion like a birthday or an anniversary, or it's simply Tuesday night and you want to go out. You know, we want people to come back again and again.
That was my journey here at KOMA, the newly opened Japanese restaurant from Tao Group here at Marina Bay Sands. If you've missed any part of this interview, just head on to astro.com and search for the interviews there and the episodes there. You can also watch these kind of shows on your mobile phone as well. Just download the Astro AWANI app wherever you get your app. Until next time, thanks very much for watching and goodbye.